Man, it's that time of year once again. Time to get a baseball season started on console. What's going on, everybody? Emceemur here, and welcome back to the show. And it's time once again for another review. You knew it was. Today we're going to be taking a look at RBI 20 on the Nintendo Switch. And last year we looked at RBI 19 and had a great time with it. Reviewed it on the PS4. I have high hopes for this year. I want to see what all's different. I want to thank the makers of RBI for getting us a review copy of this game. Really honored to be able to review this one again, and again, I think we've got a better product this year. I think we've got something more in depth. This is a series that keeps evolving, and I love that. We're going to see what all changes were made. We're going to see what all this game is bringing to the table this year. We're going to see it right here on the show, right now. So we arrive at RBI 20 with all kinds of new depth added to the game. This comes after just a year ago where I explained that the simplicity of the game was actually quite natural and akin to the NES original. So the challenge is, if we're not going for simple here, you're going to try to match the depth of other franchises, and potentially land somewhere in the middle of these two extremes. Let's go ahead and get the elephant in the room out of the way. There's no online play on Nintendo Switch. Yes, that's disappointing, but Switch is often disappointing in the online department. Remember, this game is online on PS4 and Xbox One, so if online play is a factor for you, you totally have options. I want to look at this as what I hope is a solid baseball sim experience on a portable platform, which could be very nice to have. So let's look. The pitching is now in depth with specific pitch types, player confidence levels in those types, and stamina, both of which determine ease of control and aim. I'm into this because I do feel a want for this franchise to evolve in this way. The RBI branding alone is enough to make me want to root them on. The batting feels weird. I'm not used to it yet. The button is pressed and held to amp up the power of your swing, but it feels like I'm swinging very early when I actually connect. You do have the option of just tapping the button, going for more contact than power. There is the option of reverting to classic RBI, which feels like they've just got their toe in the water on all of these changes, but I want to continue on the modern mode and try to let it grow on me. I've set my sights on enjoying a 10-season franchise in this game. There may be no online mode in this version, but with or without it, the franchise mode is the heart and core of any sports game, and that gets forgotten in this day and age with so much emphasis put on online competitiveness and pay-to-win scenarios. So that's where we'll be looking to this game to provide a realistic experience in that regard. And while there are options to nerf the realism, such as auto-accepted trades and no injury settings, I'm definitely setting everything to realism. I want injuries, fair trades, and for the game to push back when shoved. The soundtrack is upbeat and has the pre-game ballpark feel to it. The player models and animation leave something to be desired on the Switch. I already want to pick up an Xbox copy for comparison's sake because having reviewed RBI 19 on PS4 last year, I know what this franchise is capable of in the graphics department. And this iteration actually touted improvements to player models. On PS4 and Xbox One, it's probably more noticeable, but to play portably, there's always sacrifices to be made. It's only ever a question of how much. The load times are super quick, which I love, because with streamlined play, you can bust out a game relatively quickly and still be very immersed in the matchup. The new pitching is a delight. I love it. I wouldn't change a thing. You can even peg batters with the ball this year, which is great for aggressive players like me that enjoy a good bench clearing. But the batting is proving to be very difficult to get accustomed to. Pressing and holding for power means releasing to swing, which feels weird, and I have yet to get the timing right. I may adjust to it, but I like what they did with the pitching much better. Fielding is better, with the option to make diving catches, and there may still be room to improve in this department, but it's a slippery slope, because the fun of RBI is in its simplicity. There are plenty of sports games that have overcomplicated themselves for the sake of having change, and it actually hurt the overall dynamic. The trick is to not overcomplicate and not be so simplistic you lack functionality, but to fall down comfortably somewhere in between, and I think the franchise is definitely getting there. Home Run Derby returns again this year and still proves to be a fun mode. I'm still going to be on my franchise mode, more than anything, but it's nice to know there's plenty of game to play here. I mean, portability alongside a 2-player option is pretty cool, however you want to play. I could see setting this out on the patio with a couple of pro controllers, some cold drinks, and the old grill fired up full of bratwursts and hamburgers. This game sells for the usual affordable price. It knows what it is, but it displays an ambition to be more. And I'm rooting for RBI. It's making changes every year. The game is a scrappy underdog if it's nothing else. And to true Nintendo fans like me, a household name. Not gonna lie, I'm enjoying the game so far. I'm having fun. There's still a groove here and there I gotta get into, but it's nice to see depth added to this product and that it's evolved into a more robust experience. So there you have it, RBI 20 on the Nintendo Switch. Interesting to see what all they've done with it, and interesting to ponder what will be done with it over time. This game is still getting its legs. It's evolving. I mean, there's all kind of depth added to the game this year, as you just saw. Most of which is pretty awesome. Some of which I'm still getting acclimated to. And that's okay, because, again, if that's the way this game is going to handle, we've got to get used to it. And it's going to continue to evolve in that sense. So, loved the pitching. Still got to get a little bit better at the batting. But, all in all, you have a very playable sim here, and coming right out of the gate with this modern version of what RBI was, and still offering the classic on there. It's cool, man. They're still nodding to the old and they're bringing in the new. They're showing that this franchise can compete. I'd like to see online play on Switch next year. I don't know. Online is not the Switch's strong point, so these things happen. You have online functionality in the Xbox One and PS4 version, so that's cool. I'm probably going to check those out just for the sake of that, but yeah, I'd be lying if I said I was not having fun with this. I'm enjoying this playthrough. I'm enjoying the season so far. I'm enjoying having a season going on a baseball game again in this day and age. Something we did so much of back in the day, not just RBI, but man, sports talk baseball on the Sega Genesis. I really think back to this time of the year back in those years and how much of classic baseball games we used to just wail on back in the day. So this kind of evokes that sense. Again, RBI is just kind of a household name. When you say it, you think back to those good old days. I don't know, there's a lot in the name. There really is. And again, this is a franchise I'm rooting for, and I can't wait to see what they do with this each and every subsequent year. So I'm on board. I want to know what you thought about what you saw here today. Is this something you want to play? Are you already playing it? Do you have this game that you pick it up for the Switch? What system did you pick it up for? What system are you going to pick it up for? I want to know what you thought about everything that you saw here today, so I hope you're going to leave me something in the comment section of this video. Let me know what you think about what you saw here so we can get that conversation going right here on the Emceemur Show. Thanks again to the makers of RBI again for giving us a shot at reviewing this on the show. Had a great time looking at this. Going to have a great time continuing to play it throughout the model year. I hope that you like this video and that you're going to drop a like on this video. Most importantly, if you have not already done so, I hope you're going to subscribe to the Emceemur Show and be a part of our nation. We'll rise it up, all the fantastic things that we do right here on the show. You need to be a part of it. Make sure that you smack that notification bell so you are always first to know when new content goes live, and you know that I love making it for you. So much more action coming your way in 2020. You ain't seen nothing yet. Emceemur signing off for this fantabulous review, and I will see each and every one of you again next time.